One of the great ways to do this is to use the big rocks concept that was brought about by Stephen Covey. The idea of this is that the big rocks in your life should be the really important non-negotiable things. And if you put those rocks in first, the example here with a jar, then you can fit in all the other things around them. The problem is if you put all the stuff in first, like the drawing on the left or the image on the left, then you're never going to get around to the big rocks. So some of the big rocks in your life could be time with loved ones, your faith, your education, your dreams, a worthy cause, or volunteering somewhere, or teaching or mentoring others. So it is super important to both identify these and to put them into your schedule first and make them a priority. A few of the other things specific to the real estate business to consider in your time blocking are things like getting to know the market, making your prospecting calls, making your client calls to people you're already working with, your transaction management, writing and creating content, creative thinking time, even social media time, which we'll dig into a bit later, reviewing your online profiles or just Googling yourself, time spent on email. Believe it or not, you don't have to be on email all day, every day. Setting aside time to focus on your business growth and on your personal growth, your learning and education, both licensed continuing education and just sharpening your axe in general, exercise and goals, time volunteering, personal time, a day or an evening off, and actually setting aside time to review your time blocking and be sure that it's effective and still working in your favor. A couple other tips for this are mornings are really important to set the stage for the rest of your day. So building out your morning plan. For me, I don't look at my phone until I've gotten up, gotten some coffee, done some stretching or some exercises, meditated a little bit. Just starts the day off a lot better than grabbing your phone and checking your email. Also adjusting, keeping notes as you go. You might set aside a separate note or even just a piece of paper to keep notes about things you either find yourself gravitating back to or things you never get around to. And that'll help you next time you evaluate your schedule, figure out what is a priority or if you need to set aside time for something else specific. And being flexible. You have to remember to leave gaps in your schedule. You can't time block from 12 to 1 and then 1 to 2 and then 2 to 3. In this business, there's always going to be stuff that comes up or things that change. So you've got to be prepared or bake in a little bit of time, especially if you're managing people. And also not being so detailed that you can't follow the plan. If your plan is that every 15 minutes is something else, that's an impossible thing to get to. By the same token, if it's so loose, then you can just say, well, I did a couple things today and that was fine. So there's really a happy medium that you have to find here as you go about doing this. Also color coding. I use lots of color coding in my calendar, and I use things like the color red when I need to physically be somewhere, or a different color for a personal calendar. So it's pretty easy to do these days, but setting aside different colors is sometimes more visually interesting to people, or it can help them stick to their schedule.